हाय आरे, हाय धनश्री, व्हाट्सअप की हाल चाल? Ready to play for 15,000 USD. Let's go, guys. Hi Chaitanya, hi Gaming Life, hi Rontuber, hi Purva, hi Killer. What's up? Hi Vinayak. What's up? मेरे को मेरी आवाज क्यों आ रही है? ओके. राम राम. हाय आकाश. यहाँ पे फीफा कौन कौन खेलता है guys? Who all play FIFA? Hi शाकी. Hi हर्ष. Hello Trap. Hello guys, की हाल चाल? Hello Depress, how are you? Hello Clubby, hi Devashish, hi Live, hi Ditya, hi आकाश. मैं खेलता हूँ फीफा. ओके, वेरी गुड गाइस. अभी हम देखने वाले हैं वॉच पार्टी. M42 Esports के दो नादान परिंदे ग्रैंड फाइनल्स में हैं एंड दे आर कंपीटिंग. तो हम उनको चीयर करेंगे 1 घंटा. What is this event? This is, अभी मैं ये वीडियो प्ले करता हूँ. 6:30 मैच लाइव हो जाएगा एंड हमारे पास चरणजोत की POV भी है, तो मैं स्विच करते रहूँगा लाइव. डोंट वरी. किसी को फीफा प्रो बनना है तो वी हैव इंडियाज टॉप 2 टॉप 3 प्लेयर्स प्लेइंग फॉर M42 Esports. हेलो गेमिंग क्रॉनिकल्स. एकदम हाल ठीक है, आप बताओ. हाय तनुज, हाय चैतन्या, हेलो देवाशीष. रेडी टू चीयर, लेट्स गो. जो भी जीतेगा वो $15,000. विनर टेक्स $15,000. जस्ट इमेजिन. एंड अ स्लॉट टू लंडन फाइनल्स एंड द ब्रैगिंग राइट्स ऑफ बीइंग कॉल्ड एशियाज नंबर 1. यस यस, इंडिया इज इंप्रूविंग गाइस, इंडिया इज इंप्रूविंग. वैलोरेंट में लोग कोशिश कर रहे हैं और फीफा में भी लोग कोशिश कर रहे हैं. लेट्स गो. मैं आपको पहले रूल्स और फॉर्मेट समझा देता हूँ. रुक जाओ.
FIFA 22 Global Series see the world's elite FIFA players put aside past rivalries and pair up as FIFA Esports goes 2v2. The new cooperative format will put teamwork to the test as players compete for the $1 million season prize pool.
समझे? $1 million. ये मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि ये अगर मैंने वॉल्यूम किया तो कहीं कॉपीराइट ना मार दे. तो मैं आपको समझा देता हूँ. 2v2 है और जो भी जीतेगा $15,000 मिलेंगे एंड स्लॉट टू लंडन लैंड. ब्रैगिंग राइट्स. यस ऑब्वियसली, एशियाज नंबर 1 टीम, ऐसा बोल सकते हैं. एशियाज नंबर 1 टीम. इसको थोड़ा और आगे करता हूँ जरा. FGS ओपन देखो, FGS ओपन. हेलो करण, हाय आशीष. अब मैं आपको स्नीक पिक दिखाता हूँ. रुक जाओ, इसको छोड़ो, ये वाला देखते हैं. भाई ड्रिल कर रहे ले. ये हमारे पास उनकी POV है. ड्रिल कर रहे हैं, ड्रिल, प्रैक्टिस, ट्रेनिंग. हाय पार्थ. $15,000 मतलब 11 लाख रुपए. भाई 11 लाख रुपए बहुत पैसा होता है यार. भाई हर एक गोल पे ताली बजनी चाहिए, मैं बता रहा हूँ. इतना टेंस माहौल है ग्रैंड फाइनल्स में, आप समझ सकते हो. I just know one guy from FIFA's India scene, Charan Jyothi, is now an M42 Esports player, right? Yes. Yes, you are right. And ये उसकी POV है. He is playing. We have secret access. प्रैक्टिस हो रही है, प्रैक्टिस हो रही है गाइस. बाय द वे, हम लोग सिंगापुर फ्लाई करने वाले थे, बट ये नया कोविड का वायरस आ गया तो ऑब्वियसली हम ट्रैवल नहीं कर पाए। दैट्स वाई द प्लेयर्स राइट नाउ हैव बीन फ्लोन टू चेन्नई एंड वहाँ पर वो बूट कैम्प कर रहे हैं 1 हफ्ते से, सो दैट उनको पिंग कम मिले। ये पिंग का बड़ा लोचा है यार, इंडिया में बहुत टैलेंट है लेकिन पिंग साथ नहीं देती है। जैसे ग्लोबल ई स्पोर्ट्स ने भी बूट कैम्प किया था चेन्नई में, वैसे M42 Esports वाले फीफा प्लेयर्स भी बूट कैम्प कर रहे हैं चेन्नई में। होपफुली जीत जाएं भाई, जीतेंगे तो मेरे को पार्टी मिलेगी और आपको भी पार्टी मिलेगी। फीफा हैज़ दैट मच क्रेज भाई, $1 मिलियन के लिए खेल रहे हैं, यहाँ से $15,000 जीत गए। क्रेज कब आएगा? जब आपकी कंट्री अच्छे प्लेयर्स प्रोड्यूस करेगी, तब तो क्रेज आएगा। अभी आपकी कंट्री गेमिंग में बहुत अच्छे अच्छे प्लेयर्स प्रोड्यूस कर रही है। इंस्टा पिन कर दो, हाँ अभी मैं सब कर सकता हूँ, क्लिक ऑफ अ बटन। घर से मेरे पास सारी सामग्री है, एवरीथिंग। 15,000 USD वॉट? तो क्या मजाक कर रहा हूँ क्या मैं? 15,000 USD गाइस, 11 लाख रुपया, 11 lakhs। जस्ट इमेजिन इफ दे विन दिस गेम, दे आर इन द विनर ब्रैकेट, दे जस्ट नीड टू विन 1 गेम। 40 मिनट्स, 40 मिनट में मैं जिंदगी बदल सकता हूँ इनकी। मैं नहीं, सॉरी 40 मिनट में ये खुद की जिंदगी बदल सकते हैं। हाउ कैन वी बी पार्ट ऑफ M42? M24 भाई, पबजी में M24 है, मेरे को गलती मत करवाओ, मेरे को गाली पड़ेगी। M24 लिख रहे हो आप, M42 है वो। घर पे लेकिन हाइपर नामक बकरा नहीं है कंटेंट के लिए। भाई हाइपर बहुत क्यूट है लेकिन फुल मेहनत करता है वो, क्या खेलने लग गया है वो जेट वेट, और जिम विम भी जाता है। अच्छा है, बस अभी आप जलवा देखो खाली 1-2 महीने में भाई के। यू वॉच गेम ऑफ थ्रोन्स हो गया ब्रो देख के। इंडिया इज डूइंग गुड एट एवरी स्पोर्ट्स टाइटल, जस्ट CSGO लेफ्ट। हाँ CSGO का तो सीन, मतलब देयर आर वेरी लेस टूर्नामेंट्स, तो दैट इज व्हाई इट इज डिफिकल्ट। एंड CSGO में कंपटीशन भी बहुत ज़्यादा है। वैलोरेंट तो सब लोग ने साथ में स्टार्ट किया, तो आप देख ही रहे हो कि एशियंस के साथ compete करने लायक हैं। चलो बाय बाय ध्रुव जी, टेक केयर। अब हम दूसरी स्ट्रीम देखेंगे, ये तो हमारे पास लाइव पड़ी हुई है, ये देखते हैं। चालू है क्या? नहीं, टाइम है, स्टार्ट्स इन 4:55। इसकी प्रैक्टिस ही देख लेते हैं भाई।
मैं इधर ही हूँ गेमिंग क्रॉनिकल्स, आप बताओ हाउ आर यू, हाउ इज जिंदगी?
हाउ टू जॉइन M42 एज अ वीडियो एडिटर? इंस्टाग्राम पर उनको DM करो, दे विल हैव अ लुक ब्रो इफ दे आर हायरिंग और नॉट। Be still, how can we be in your bootcamp or in team in future? In what game bro? वैलेंट मोबाइल का क्या सीन होगा? प्रेडिक्शन पता नहीं, मेरे को लगता है वैलेंट मोबाइल अगर बढ़ गया और उसके भी टूर्नामेंट होने लग गए तो बहुत सारे प्लेयर जो मोबाइल में बहुत अच्छा खेलते हैं उनके लिए ऑप्शन खुल जाएंगे। मेरे को तो चाहिए मल्टीपल गेम्स आए, मल्टीपल टाइटल्स आए, और इंडिया में कम से कम ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए। अभी ई स्पोर्ट्स में यही तो फ़ायदा है, इंडिया में कैसे क्रिकेट बड़ा है, फुटबॉल अभी हो रहा है, बाकी बैडमिंटन ये सब छोटा है। ई स्पोर्ट्स में अपने पास BGMI है, वी हैव गुड एथलीट्स, वी हैव वैलोरेंट के गुड एथलीट्स, वी हैव फीफा के गुड एथलीट्स, कॉल ऑफ ड्यूटी, फ्री फायर, बट धीरे धीरे बड़ा होएगा वो। अभी एवरीवन इज ट्राइंग हार्ड। BGMI लाइनअप कब साइन हो रही है? BGMI लाइनअप की बातें चल रही हैं, BGMI की लाइनअप की बातें चल रही हैं। जैसे ही कंफर्मेशन आएगा आपको पता चल जाएगा। आई मैसेज M42 एंड गेम माई पोर्टफोलियो बट नो रिप्लाई। देखो भाई, अब उसमें मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता। मैं कोशिश करता हूँ सबको रिप्लाई करने की, लेकिन M42 मैं थोड़ी हूँ, ब्रूटैलिटी थोड़ी है। M42 का अलग वे ऑफ वर्किंग होता है, अलग लोग रहते हैं, अलग मैनेजमेंट रहता है, उसमें मैं गरीब आदमी क्या करूँगा बताऊँ। Venom, where are you so much days? Bro, I was in boot camp. 1983 World Cup win changed the cricket scene in our country. Need a similar big win in esports. Exactly. But that is now very 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 hard bro. Very hard. टीम गेम में तो it is very hard. टीम गेम में तो बहुत ही मुश्किल है. लेकिन हो गया ना, then that will be history. जैसे पबजी में आई थिंक TSM ने किया था, वर्ल्ड रैंकिंग में नंबर 5th आना. अभी फीफा में देखो, ये लोग अगर जीत गए तो ये लोग एशिया नंबर 1 डुओ हो जाएंगे. एंड दे विल क्वालिफाई फॉर लैन इन लंदन. $15,000 के साथ $15,000 तो मिलेंगे और लैन इन लंदन का स्लॉट. जस्ट इमेजिन. चैंपियंस VOD रिव्यू करो सर, बहुत नॉलेज मिलती है. मेरे को टाइम नहीं मिलता ना, मैं अभी क्या करूं. अबे अपना गेम भी तो सुधारना है. थोड़ा एक बार कंसिस्टेंटली खेलना लग जाएंगे. अभी कैसा कितना 25 डेज और है, नहीं 25 नहीं 18 डेज और है प्रैक्टिस करनी है. फिर जैन से वापस टूर्नामेंट खेलना चालू करेंगे. आप BGMI में कब से खेल रहे हो? मैं BGMI इतना ज़्यादा नहीं खेलता ब्रो. मैं वैलोरेंट ज़्यादा खेलता हूँ. चालू हुआ क्या? देखते जरा, रुक जाओ. – 51 seconds. किस चीज़ का लैन? फीफा का. हाँ फीफा का. और वो लैन का प्राइस है आई थिंक $1 million. भाई $1 million अगर मिल गए तो बताओ आप क्या करोगे? I'ma let you in. We need a few role models. Everybody is trying hard. Always appreciating all those guys. That I agree. ओ अच्छा, जो M42 की इंस्टा स्टोरी में था. हाय थीरोस. पहले तो 30% टैक्स देंगे मोदी जी को. यार मोदी जी स्पोर्ट्स एथलीट्स के लिए थोड़ा टैक्स कम कर दीजिए यार. हमारे सारे पैसे टैक्स में चले जाएंगे तो हम क्या करेंगे बताओ. इतने मस्त गाने कहाँ से ढूंढते हो भाई? अभी डीजे तो थोड़ा बहुत टैलेंट तो जिंदगी में होना मांगता है. अभी दाल रोटी कैसे खाएंगे ना. हाउ वुड आई ईट फूड? अगर आप लोग स्पोर्ट्स में सपोर्ट करना बंद कर दो तो मैं क्या करूंगा? कुछ ना कुछ ऑप्शन तो रेडी रखना पड़ेगा ना. उसमें से $10K वैनम को डोनेशन. आपके मुंह में घी शक्कर मृत्युंजय. सर आई सॉ योर इंटरव्यू इन MTV टुडे. थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू. MTV का इंटरव्यू नहीं देखा तो मैंने चैनल पे अपलोड किया है. सब लोग जाके देख लेना बाद में, और लाइक और कमेंट करके बताना कैसा लगा. समझ गए कि नहीं समझे?
Heading to Madrid.
Darnay with the finesse! Bang! There's the top right corner. And we will see them in IP.
Well, hello guys, and welcome to the third and final day of the FGS Open presented by PS5. As you can tell, I'm pretty excited to be here. Let's just talk about what we have seen so far, and because on Friday we started with 16 regional qualifiers, all vying for a spot, those Team of the Season Cup in April here in London as well, but actually in the Copperbox Arena in Stratford. Over the last 2 days, though, we've filled 10 of those spots. 10 teams have already secured their place, so that means today there are only 6 spots remaining. We're excited to see who is going to fill those 6 remaining spots. And where is all that coming from? Well, this awesome studio here in Twickenham in London. This is actually the Twickenham Stadium, home usually to English rugby. You can see the pictures of that stadium. That's the outside of it. Obviously you're seeing what's happening in the bowels of the stadium at the moment. It's an 82,000 capacity stadium. It's super awesome. Obviously this weekend is playing home to 2v2 FIFA action, and I say 2v2
स्टेडियम में कर रहे हैं भाई.
today. I say 2v2 because that's how the FGS season this season is playing out. Usually it's 1v1, not anymore. It's 2v2. Let's check out exactly how this season is going to work.
2v2.
2022 brings a new game, a new season, and a new way of competing as the FIFA 22 Global Series see the world's elite FIFA players put aside past rivalries and pair up as FIFA Esports goes 2v2. The new cooperative format will put teamwork to the test as players compete for the $1 million season prize pool.
$1 million.
We kick off the season in December with the FGS Open with 16 individual qualifier tournaments covering the entire globe. 16 teams will emerge victorious from their regional qualifiers and book themselves a flight to the Team of the Season Cup in April. The 16 qualifiers will then head to the Copper Box Arena at the Olympic Park in London to be joined by our 16 Masters teams featuring past champions such as Fnatic Tex and Falcons MS Dasari. The season finale will also be the first ever live FGS event to feature an open bracket, allowing the best amateur players out there a shot at taking down the pros for the $500,000 prize pool. So now you need to know the rules. All FIFA Global Series 22 matches will take place on the Ultimate Team game mode. Each fixture will take place across 2 legs, as you can see right now on screen, home and away, with each leg taking place over 12 minutes. Aggregate scores across both legs will be used to determine the winner of a fixture. If both teams are still tied at the end of the second leg, we'll head to extra time and then penalties. FGS teams also carry restrictions. You can see them on screen right now. And that's everything you need to
FIFA
know
esports
to
भी इतनी
enjoy
ज़्यादा बड़ी है,
FGS
wasn't expecting that.
2022.
भाई इंडिया में बहुत टैलेंट है. इंडिया में टैलेंट की
Now
कमी
you're
नहीं
up to
है.
speed on the season.
Rules
Let's
देख
bring
लो.
you up to speed on these two awesome chaps here that are my guests today. Obviously, Chris Tunn in the studio with me and Mike LaBelle from New York City. Boys, welcome back to day 3. Little bit tired. We've had loads of great action. Chris, welcome back to the studio. Mike, how are you feeling over there about how everything's unraveled over the last 2 days?
Well, I'm happy about the FIFA gameplay. I'm unhappy about the MLS result. I saw NYCFC become champions. Not happy about that. I was seeing all the games. I was kind of rooting against them. I was a New York Red Bulls guy. But I'm vibing today. I feel like we got some extra time. We got a little bit of bonus action. We got the money ball if you watch basketball, because we have 6 regions today as opposed to 5 on the previous couple days.
We do indeed have 6. You are well and truly going to be treated
I can count.
today. He can count. I love
Miraculous.
that. Chris, Mike's just mentioned 6. We're kicking off with Singapore. Obviously, we've got some absolutely great opens. 3 in Europe. Where are you most excited to head to?
I think it has to be Paris, really, doesn't it? For me,
Tasty.
it's where we're supposed to be going in January. It has to be said, but at the same time, I think you look at all the European matchups we got today. That's
What's
where
up,
a lot of
Flex?
people would be putting their
देखिए
money
भैया
on the
11
Nzxt.
लाख रुपए हैं,
Probably cause a lot of
5.5
problems for people
लाख
who
दोनों
just
में
go down
डिस्ट्रीब्यूट
to
करवा दो भी
April, but
चलेगा.
I'm interested to see what some of the other regions have got, but everyone's eyes are on those European games today.
Yeah, especially Paris. Like Chris said, we've got some real big FIFA players, some names that you guys I know at home will know and love. So keep your eyes out for that. I think it's the third
PS5
open
में, PS5
coming
है.
your way today. But boys, let's just take ourselves back to yesterday, day 2. We had 5 awesome qualifiers, and we can see exactly who went through on the screen. Now let's quickly talk about Sydney first. Direwolves Order Army didn't go through a reset. Nice to see. What did you think?
Oh, I mean, it was one of those. It was just a clinical performance from the Direwolves. Just a very, very consistent all the way through. Did very well.
And then O1 Esports versus undefeatable O1 Esports going through as well in Dubai, boys.
ओ भाई क्या
Then let's
गोल
move
मारा
on
है.
then. Creparetto, they obviously big defeat there. R10 Esports, we thought they were going to go through. They didn't. Makers versus Tricked. That's on the screen right now. Makers getting their second team in April, which is awesome to see, followed by Casa and Movistar here. Mike, what were your thoughts on the last one? What a goal to seal the deal for Casa.
Messi.
Pretty cagey in the final matchup. You could feel the tension. I don't remember the saying where you could slice something in the room with the tension, but it felt that way. We saw in the second reset, it was finesse shot heaven. They were in the clouds. Everything was floating. We had talked to Gravison a lot about those finesse shots. It kind of gives you an X factor in FIFA 22. If you green
practice
time
हो
a
गया
finesse
क्या?
shot from long distance, long range, you're sitting
लॉबी में बैठे हुए, लॉबी में बैठे हुए.
corner's got that nice little curvature.
Guys,
movement.
We have direct access.
Good morning, Mike's here. Nice little curvature. You know what he likes to do. Chris, I'll bring you in now and say, which result were you most surprised at? Because there were a few that we didn't expect to go the way they did.
I think it had to be the Madrid one, to be
Hi,
honest.
Devakar, what's up, bro?
I think, you know, you look at the teams that were coming in, the Movistar Riders were very much the favourites heading into that one, but Casa, they played it well. I agree with Mike in the sense that it was very, very cagey. It's one of those games where it does set up in that way. It can go either way, and I know we've got some games today that have potential for upset as well, so I'm curious to see how they're going to go as well.
Yeah, well, the 7-0 one was it for me. We did not expect Creparetto to do the job like they did on R10. But, you know, today's a new day. Let's see how many goals some of these teams can get past each other. But let's just remind us now of the qualifiers so far. I'm going to run you through all 10 because it's, you know, the start of a new day. So Tokyo kicked things off on Friday. Kawasaki Frontal going through. Then Safan Goliath from Joburg. Then RF Esports from Miami.
Is there anyone from India and FIFA? Yes, we are watching that only, bro. M42 Esports
Joe Sway from Washington
is going to play.
Day 2 kicked off in Sydney, Dial Wolves.
Today. And if they win, this is the grand finale. We go to London and take $15,000.
Makers went through, like we said, their second team to make it through to April. And finally Madrid, which everybody loved here. Casa Esports went through there. Right, this is day 3. This is the final day. I know you guys are going to be saying, oh, I'm so sad it's the final day. But this is not sad. Look at these open. Singapore kicking off at 1 o'clock. Milan, Paris, Frankfurt are 3 European ones for heading to Buenos Aires, and then Portland. I'm sure Mike Labelle will love Portland at 8:30 GMT British time. Okay, and they're all the
Gosh, बचपन से FIFA खेलता मैं.
Watch all of them, guys.
अब बचपन से FPS खेला हूँ मैं.
Very nice. We'll reward you. Check this out. If you watch for 60 minutes with a linked EA and Twitch account, you'll get an FGS swap tokens, and these tokens can be exchanged for packs, but save them up to get better player packs. You can only earn 1 swap token per event, so make sure to set your calendar for future tournaments. We're talking about the one in April, I'm guessing. And if you watch for 90 minutes,
that would be awesome. $15,000 and London slot, exactly.
Which are on your screens.
2 players के लिए 15,000 बहुत है, अच्छा amount है यार.
I mean, guys,
CS में या अपना Dota में या Valorant में divide करते
these guys at home can also get rewarded for watching our beautiful face. I'm talking about this man. Beautiful people, Mike Labelle. Anyway, enough of Mike and his beautiful people little thing up there. Let's move to Singapore, guys. I'm going to go, can we switch on? We're heading to Singapore. I'm so clever at doing that. Okay,
Hey.
guys, Singapore, the first one of the day is actually India taking on Malaysia.
India, let's go.
Are in the winners bracket, and they have
Indian
some
team.
quality players. I
Winner
don't know who
bracket.
wants to start on this one, Chris or Mike? I'd love
Quality
your
players.
thoughts on
Let's
this
go,
Indian
India.
Team. M42
Today.
Esports, of course. Chris?
I'm happy to jump in because we were discussing it beforehand in the green room. We're having a little chat around them. They have put a lot of goals in and weren't necessarily expected to be in this scenario. But I think the big thing for me, the pressure that will be on them, they will be the first Indian competitors to qualify for a major tournament.
First Indian.
That is massive for that region as well in terms of the representation. They want to be the first ones there for India.
Yes.
Yeah, Mike, I was actually
We
looking
do.
at Prussia, one of the Indian chaps' tweets, and he actually, about a month ago, was putting it out there saying, I don't have a partner for this season. I mean, look at him now. He's already in the winners bracket with Chelsea there doing the job, and, you know, possibly could go all the way to April. But, Mike, I'll bring you in on GBX Esports. They're actually ranked #1. Do you think they can upset the Indian team, this Malaysian pairing?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah,
definite
I think we're going to
answer.
start out the day with a reset. I'm feeling a reset to start the day. I think today in particular, especially with the European trifecta, and if you're new to the competitive scene, when you're going into the European regionals in particular, they're so difficult to predict because not only the vast amount of talent, but the depth. So everything's very interchangeable, and I just think today's going to have a lot of resets on display. I'm calling it. I'm putting that energy out early. I'm okay with some penalty kicks as well. I watched some yesterday. I want some more today.
Okay, well, Mike Labelle, we know where he's going. He is going for GBX Esports to do the job. Chris, where are you going quickly?
I'm going to go GBX as well. I'm spoiling the party. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, there we go. We know where these two are going. We want to know where
GBX.
Brandon and Lisa are going because they're calling this one, guys. Enjoy the first open of day 3.
Guys, हम लोग M42 India, let's go. We will support.
The Open is now upon us, and we've got 6 regional finals coming your way today. Super excited to be taking you through the Singapore side of things with myself, Brandon Smith, and Lisa Manley. Lisa, it's going to be a great game, this one. You've got the two Malaysians that have gone through the loser bracket, and I think this does scream a bit of a bracket reset. However, on the flip side, there's such a good story there for this Indian duo of M42 Esports. They could be the first Indian team to make a LAN event, to make a FIFA event, and that would be massive for them as a country.
Massive, obviously, as you mentioned, it's going to be their first ever time at a major, and it's going to be a lot of pressure on as well, but they are in the upper bracket, so they can lose a game, but they screamed out for a bracket reset. What do you think?
I think it's... I need to see how this first leg goes first. I need to see how this first leg goes. Brilliant duo, though, Akmal and Lukman. They have been a duo for the last couple of years now. They had so much success last year in the Global Series in more of a 1v1 environment. They were both teammates at national level for Malaysia. They qualified for the FIFA E-Nations Cup. Unfortunately, that tournament didn't go ahead. But they also played in the E-Club World Cup. Although these have been sort of 1v1 tournaments, there's still a team element to them, Lisa. And I think them having that experience has helped them a lot. They went 5-0 in Swiss. They didn't drop a game in the Swiss rounds of this tournament.
Experience is vital. The more time you play against each other, the more you sort of learn how each other play. And as you saw that, unbeaten, that's massive.
And then they did drop a game in the winner's side of the bracket. That's why they're in the loser's side of the bracket. However, they got their head down, and it was elimination FIFA through a number of rounds to get to this stage now. But on the other side, for M42 Esports, there's a story in the air. There's a story looming for India just in general. Last year was the first year they were eligible to play in the Global Series in the FIFA 21 year of the FGS season, a 1v1 season. And there was one man that was making a lot of noise. Charanjot from India. Played superbly well, was nearly on track for an E-World Cup spot at one stage of the season. He unfortunately didn't have the greatest playoffs there. Represented India in the E-Nations Cup, though. Had top 4 finishes, had top 2 finishes in multiple qualifiers last year. He teams up with Crusher, and these guys could be really, really deadly. And I think if they were to go and win today, I can't imagine how much news and media will be around that, because what a story it's going to be for them. First ever Indian team, first ever Indian players to make a sort of global LAN event. And I think it shows a lot, Lisa, as well, how far they have come as a scene and the quality that they have on offer.
Yeah, it's massive for them, of course. They want to do it for themselves, but they also want to do it for their nation, and that's really important. They're going to have the backing of India in this game as well, of course. It's not going to be, they're not doing it just for themselves, they're doing it for everyone else that's watching them behind the scenes. They're all going to be watching this broadcast, rooting for them when they score, but I'm looking forward to see how it turns out.
Well, it will be. The duo, as you said, of Charanjot and Crusher from left to right in that red strip in this first opening leg. Remember, they're in the winner's side of the bracket, so they win this two-legged game of FIFA, they will be on their way to that tournament. It's Pele there, back to goal. Eusebio, sorry, he's trying to get easy pick-ins. It's not the nicest. At the back there, Petchet was on the floor, defenders were on the floor, and for a split second there, Lisa, there was panic stations, and I thought Eusebio was about to tap that one in.
Panic stations indeed, and you can't be doing that at this level. Simple mistakes like that can cost goals, and it's quite hard to actually get a goal in these games because of how defensive these players are and how good they are at defending.
Here comes GBX.
Oh भाई साहब बच गए.
That would have been one way to announce yourself into this regional final here in Singapore. End-to-end FIFA. We've only just got to go in 15 minutes into this one. If that was to fly into the back of the net, that certainly would have been up there for goals of the day. De Bruyne charging forward. Finesse!
Oh!
Off the woodwork!
Oh shit!
And we thought that was an exciting start.
Oh, dude!
Didn't even time it, Lisa. Just thought, you know what, I'm going to have a shot from 30 yards out. And very, very nearly, that found the top corner.
To be honest with you, I thought it was in, but so close. Maybe if you'd have green timed it, could we have seen it going in? Who knows? But end-to-end stuff here. I don't even know who's going to get the first goal here.
Well, there's another chance for GBX Esports. Now, their icon of choice is there was a number of restrictions to follow ahead of building these teams.
बहुत बड़ा चांस इंडिया का अपना नाम बनाने के लिए फीफा में. FIFA Esports, let's go guys. Everyone is cheering for you.
But outside of that, it's one icon of choice. And to be honest, across these different regional finals we've seen all around the world, in Europe, naturally, it is very R9 dominated because everyone wants him. Everyone can honestly afford him as well. Mbappe back to goal, does really well.
Nice.
Cancel the skill move there to cut back inside. But over here we're seeing, especially on the Indian side, Eusebio starts.
आराम से आराम से
There
आराम
is so
से
many options you can use up front. Obviously, they are all different prices, and they do have to buy these
Nice,
players themselves.
nice.
So R9 is quite hard
Good
to
pass,
get.
good
But
pass.
if you can't quite afford him, you can obviously go Pele or your Sabio. It just depends on choice.
अरे बच
It's the first time we've seen a little bit of a sprinkle of Premier League mixed into a team. It's João Cancelo in on the left-hand side. De Bruyne also in that midfield trio, just making
Oh,
things
very
quick.
nice, very nice, very nice. Sorry, very nice, Ray.
The goalkeeper of choice for the Indian side is Edwin Van Der Sar there. Question for you, Lisa. These two teams actually qualified for this match about 2 days ago. So we've had a lot of time to watch all the other games taking place in this FGS Open over the last 2 days. What do you think they would have been doing in preparation for this game?
If I was in this situation, I'd be trying to get as many pro friendlies
nice
as possible
pass.
because you can play division rivals, but it's just not at the same sort of level, in my opinion, as it would be if you played a
बाहर
2v2
चला गया ball.
against a pro team. But in general, that's the only thing you can really do. Of course, you can sort of work out.
Just
when
imagine,
playing against
अगर
pro
अपन
teams,
जीत
who does
जाए,
what, who presses, who cuts the passing lanes. And
First
that's
time
what they've been
Indian
doing,
team
of course,
qualify
in these
करेगी.
sort of
वाह वाह
scenarios,
वाह.
really.
We've had a good 48 hours or so in the build-up to this one. Lionel Messi trying to get this attack going. It's a lovely dink ball into
Nice
the
यार.
box.
Possession तो रख रहे हैं अपन ball का यार.
Neymar on Marquinhos.
चलो चलो. अरे nice one. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's. Oh, nice try. Nice try.
Which is often a very efficient way and effective way. We've seen teams sort of build into the box. It seems that whether they set up in a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-2-2-2, 4-4-2, get that ball into your strikers, ping it into their feet, so there's just no time for your opponent to react. Chance.
अरे नहीं 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 नहीं.
What a save! That is why.
ओ भाई क्या save किया है.
Great pass there, and you expect him to score from there, to be honest with you, but that's why you have Van Der Sar in goal. He's just so tall, so wide, and he's able to save in their 1v1 situations. You know, this weekend we've seen.
भाई just imagine इंडिया के लिए खेल रहे हैं लोग अपने को.
Alisson making double
जीतना है
saves,
बस एक मैच जीतना है.
Depends on who's in the back for you. Obviously, if you have Donnarumma, you're going to like.
And we will create history in FIFA Esports.
Too keen off the mark, Mbappe there. We're 5 minutes away from half-time. This has been an exciting start to the Singapore regional final, where we are going to be giving away spot number 11 technically from this FGS Open out of the 16.
अरे
We will be dropping
nice one.
at the 27th spot
निकल.
for that team of the season.
अच्छा pass, एक through ball, अच्छा through ball.
3 European regional finals. Times it
Oh,
green.
nice try, nice try. दूर से मार दिया
Mbappe
shot.
that time stick in the hands of Petr Cech.
M42 Esports के हैं लोग.
What Rachel was saying there about Crusher. I think about a month ago or so, didn't have a duo, didn't even have a team to try and come into this tournament, but they've put their heads together. I believe there's a couple of other Indian outfits in there too. It's quite an exciting time for India in general. They just announced the recent Indian E-Super League, which is going to be massive for those guys. Let's have a look at the stats at half-time. Sort of see where the
Indian ये सब सुनने में कितना मजा आता है international events में.
To be honest, Lisa.
It's been end-to-end. I don't even know how there hasn't been a goal scored. We've seen a couple of great shots from either side that could have probably potentially gone in. It could be, in my opinion, 1-1 or maybe even 2-1.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Let's go. Full energy आज focus करेंगे हम FIFA पे. They are representing our country. M42 Esports in FIFA.
In terms of, it's been Mbappe heavily involved, linking up with Kevin De Bruyne, who's had some unbelievable efforts from about 30 yards out in the game. Half-time here in our opener from Singapore. It is 0-0. And I think at this point you're thinking, who gets that first goal? It's going to be just a bit of a relaxer. There's a lot of nerves up for grabs. Been speaking to a lot of the teams that have fallen into bracket resets.
हम लोग red हैं by the way.
So dominant through the winners bracket.
जो पूछ रहा था.
Especially Tricked Esports yesterday. I was speaking to Kent, their manager, after they, in the nicest way, just got dominated by team makers. And they just said they were just nervous.
That's the problem at this sort of level. There's so much on the line, 15,000, and for them it's probably not even the money that's the problem. It's the April qualifier, qualifying for that. And for me, that's why, you know, it's such a cagey game at the start of the game. It's 0-0. You never really see many opportunities. And in this game in particular, we're seeing a lot of finesse shots, which we haven't really seen over this weekend.
And I was in shock to see Cathay Esports yesterday. They were sort of the only team that were taking 30-yard plus finesse shots. It was R9, Ginola, they all got a few. Mbappe's in the air, it's defended.
Pass, yaar. Nice one.
It's not only just a big game for the Team of the Season Cup, though, in April. There is also $15,000 up for grabs that will be guaranteed if you were to win this brilliant ball.
Nice,
it's disguised well. The Marquinhos who sort of seems like Mr. Reliable at the back, doesn't he, Marquinhos of PSG?
Chance.
He's a great player to use. We see him in a lot of teams. He's got the inform version.
अरे
For me,
अबे
he's just the
साले पास
best.
क्यों
You
नहीं
know, I
लिया?
use his normal card in FIFA, but that card, he's just got, you know, he's got 83 pace.
ओ भाई क्या पास दिया इसने?
Defending, he's quite tall as well.
Mbappe cuts
Nice
back.
one, Ray.
Messi's not there. Pele
आराम से nice one,
and a
nice.
chance to break it out in the end. As expected, as we said, the scenario is this: GBX are from the loser bracket. They need to win this first two-legged game to force the bracket reset, which we've seen so many times across these last few days.
क्या strategically खेल रहे हैं players को आगे जाने दिया यहाँ पे बॉल रखा
Couple of legs of
है
FIFA.
और एक हाँ मैं खेलता हूँ FIFA घुसते रहो
This M42 team, they went 3-2 in Swiss. They didn't have the best Swiss record, but my motto's always been, I think many pros have been, it doesn't matter how you get through Swiss, it's just getting through Swiss and getting yourself into the knockouts.
Yeah, definitely that. For me, in Swiss, it doesn't really matter
Oh,
if you go,
pass,
you know,
yeah.
if you get as many losses as possible, as long as you get through that. Because, you know, there is certain, you know, fine margins in these games, and
nice
each
nice
game
बस
is normally
come on
decided
come on
between
come
one or
on
two
come
goals.
on
And,
आराम से
you know, we've seen over the weekend that even the teams that didn't do as well in that Swiss, they ended up going on to win. So
nice one अरे
Eusebio, Messi cuts it.
अरे दूसरा शॉट था यार
And it was David Ginola. The man
दो
that
बार
has
बच गए
been
साला
popping up with so many goals this weekend. He was denied by Petr Cech, and it was one of those. It was so close to the goalkeeper, but the Czech goalkeeper was the quickest.
भाई प्लीज मार दो यार ये पेनल्टी में बहुत हार्ट अटैक आता है यार
great save as
पेनल्टी में
well.
नहीं जाना जब अपने को जीतना है कम ऑन कम ऑन
Ginola, do you expect him to score from there? It was quite close to him, but I'd be quite hard
Extra
on by not
time में
scoring
जीत
there,
जाओ
especially with the great cutback.
It sort of feels like this year on FIFA 22 when you have those shots in the box when you're really close to the goalkeeper, they just pull off these unbelievable saves. Hence why you see at times a finesse from distance, or you see a different type of finish, maybe even a low driven in some ways. Because when you're in the box and you're so close to the goalkeeper, we've seen it so many times. Alisson, Van Der Sar, even Marc-Andre ter Stegen, just any goalkeeper that's sort of 89 above.
let's
88
create
above,
history guys come on
just pull it off,
M42
save after save,
Esports
always
FIFA
seem to be
squad.
reaction saves when
no
players
one has
are
ever done that
damage up.
let's go we will do it we will
Yeah,
be
you
the
can
first
keep
Indian
the
team
for a keeper that's got good reactions and
to qualify for
he's done
FIFA
rumours,
Esports.
Czech and Van Der
By
Sar,
the
they
way,
have such good
those
reactions and they're
of
so
y'all who
tall
have
as
just
well.
joined
So
in, this
one-v-one
is
situation,
Singapore
they've just been
Regional
so
Grand
big, and that's
Finals.
why we're seeing such great saves
M42
from
is there.
close range shots.
Winner takes $15,000 and a slot to London LAN finals for a prize pool of $1 million tournament.
He is just, I believe, off the mark. We're going to jump into the pause menu very quickly. We can have an opportunity to look maybe at Edwin Van Der Sar as a goalkeeper in general. He has been pretty ridiculous, to be honest, and there's a reason why for that, Lisa. He is just unbelievable.
Insane, as you see there, he's got 86 diving and kicking, which you don't really need in FIFA, but sorry, I can't even speak right now. The reflexes for this keeper is insane. Obviously, he's not using the prime version of him. He's using his
Very neck to neck
baby,
game.
which is very interesting. I expected to see a more mid version of him, but he's still such
Come
a
on,
great
guys.
goalkeeper, and Donnarumma on the other side.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, फटाफट like करो
So tall as well.
Yeah, Petr Cech also.
and pray for
You see, time and
these
time again.
people
It's time
who
for
are
substitutions,
representing our
I
country
believe.
in the grand finals.
It's David Neres that comes on the Ajax man. And
We are
Kuku,
so close
Mr.
to
Reliable
creating
in
history,
midfield.
bro.
On the flip side is
So close to
Corona.
creating history.
For Sanchez,
If we win
Alphonso
this.
Davies will also come on. So
हमको सिर्फ एक गेम
change
जीतना
for
है.
fullbacks. Where is that Alphonso Davies going to play? He's going to come into the midfield. It looks as if he will. He certainly can play there. He offers you a lot of pace, that rule breaker item.
Yeah, he's been playing in quite a lot of teams recently, coming on in the midfield. You don't really see him come
2v2,
on.
2v2. It's a 2v2 format.
Pace, and that's why people bring him on.
Here comes M42 Esports. Trying to look for Eusebio. You can understand why he is the key man, the talisman in the team. Everything has to go through the Portuguese icon. But it won't be the first time if this does end 0-0. We've seen plenty of 0-0s across this weekend. Eusebio driving
नीचे
forward.
नीचे नीचे नीचे.
One of those players that's part of the 5-star weak foot club, as we call it.
बहुत लिस्ट है वहाँ पर.
Offer you a level of unpredictability that you need. And Kunku, he's fresh off the bench. Mbappe. Final 10 minutes.
ओह क्या बात है क्या बात है.
Passage of skill moves there. Just
भाई भाई क्या डॉच कर रहे हैं यार अपने छोकरे.
On the break, come back Mbappe, Marquinhos.
अरे nice try यार, nice try.
Had to be sure not to dive into the tackle there, and he was just so good at just staying
Stylish
composed
points
and
are
staying
full.
on his feet.
Great chance yet again. It's end to end here. I'm not even sure who's going to end up winning this game, or if we maybe see a late goal here. But it's interesting to see that Mbappe on the wing. I mentioned it.
भाई मेरे को वो सुनना है. M42 Esports from India for the first time in history have created something that will be never forgotten. ऐसा बोलेंगे never forgotten. They qualify for London LAN finals and take home 15,000 USD. By the way, दोनों होस्टों ने GBX का सपोर्ट किया है. अपन ही है सिर्फ. मैं और 216 लोग जो देख रहे हैं, हम इंडिया के साथ हैं. For obvious reasons.
Defensively, you can't really fault GBX. They have been very, very solid, Lisa, in all areas of the pitch.
अपने पास पोजीशन बहुत टाइम हो रहा है, मतलब अच्छा है यार.
Great defensively and attackingly, but unfortunately still haven't got a goal between them. I think, to be honest with you, there could be a couple of goals for both of them. Maybe a 2-1, 1-1, but chances that just haven't been taken.
PS5.
Corona, fresh off the bench, the FC Porto man, Pele, GBX. Oh, that was the best chance.
Oh, भाई हार्ड अटैक आ रहा है. इनको बाहर निकालो. यहाँ से बाहर निकालो, please, 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 please.
The star of the show, the star of FIFA 22, and it is the cover star of the game that steps up to score a goal, and it might have come in the last kick of the game, it might have come from a corner again.
क्या किस्मत है भाई.
We won't sharp about them because it's such a viable way to score, and that's a massive goal for GBX to take it to the next game. They need a bracket reset, Lisa.
I mean, I think, in my opinion, against the run of play a little bit.
क्या
corners, you got to take
एक और चांस है, एक और चांस है अपने पास. एक और चांस है अपने पास. We were in winner bracket.
Great header into the back of the goal, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and again, it was the warning shot before that was fired. A brilliant save from the goalkeeper. Sent us out to a corner. We'll look at the replay now. Lisa, talk me through this one, because the goal went in literally with the last kick of the game.
नहीं और एक चांस है. We have one more chance. Don't worry. We were from the winner bracket, तो हम एक गेम हार सकते थे शायद.
The player there, and as you see, goes right back into the goal. And to be honest with you, I actually think they probably should have scored the chance beforehand. It was such a great save, and it's unfortunate for them to concede so late on in that game.
Yeah, well, the storyline is a little bit like this right now. GBX, the Malaysian duo, have to win this next game. They have to win the aggregate scoreline to force a bracket reset, and then we'll do it all over again here in Singapore. We're going to go to a quick break now. When we return, that question will be answered. We'll see you in a few
बस
minutes.
इसके बाद जीतना है, खाली एक गेम जीत जाओ भाई. अभी है.
Is in between or behind two defenders, and I'm giving a little double tap pass. You will see the ball goes up, so it won't be intercepted by the defenders, and I will have a good chance to score a goal. Hi guys, I'm Levi. I'm a FIFA Esports player for Ajax. I'm also the champion of the playoffs of last year, and I'm here to give you a FIFA 22 passing masterclass. First, I will teach you how to use the loft to true ball. It's really important, especially when you're countering and there's a lot of space behind the backline of your
2 मिनट का break है.
As you can see, I will pass it to the first striker, my left striker, and my second striker is running.
भाई क्या यार, last moment पे यार goal मार दिया यार.
Having the ball, and I'm already triggering my striker to go deep. He's going into space, and this is one of the most important things about the loft to true ball, because I will know he's going into the space, but my opponent
अपने बंदे राइट से अटैक कर रहे हैं. बहुत प्रेडिक्टेबल हो गए ओपोनेंट्स के लिए. मैं इतना फीफा देखता नहीं हूं, आपको को ज्यादा नॉलेज रहेगा. फीफा 22 टी-शर्ट कब पता नहीं भेजी है, नहीं भेजी, मेरे को याद नहीं है. अभी यही मिली तो ये पहन ली.
My striker who is already in full pace and having the free space to go with the keeper and score and goal. Okay, so the second thing we will talk about today is the driven pass. The driven pass is one of the most important things in FIFA 22. So let's break it down. As you can see in the clip, I will send my striker into space. I will give him a love to true ball, and he is one-on-one with the defender.
क्या यार, last minute goal मारा है.
Striker, and I'm cutting it back.
सोचो अपना गोल होता, वो अपना कॉर्नर होता तो वाह यार, सीधा अंदर थे यार.
If I was to use a normal pass,
तो खेल वो रहे, इधर टेंशन आ रहा है.
and too easy to read. That's why I'm using a driven pass, which is much
नेक्स्ट मैच अभी है क्या? हाँ अभी है ना, नेक्स्ट मैच अभी है.
to tap in afterwards.
बोला ना उसने, कास्टन है. We'll return in 1 minute.
Us pros are using a lot, which is the double tap pass. My striker is in between or behind two defenders, and I'm giving a little.
एक और चांस है, एक और चांस है, क्योंकि हम लोग विनर ब्रैकेट से आए थे ना, हम लोग हारे नहीं थे, तो हमारे पास और एक चांस है.
And I will have a good chance to score a goal. Let's break it down. In this clip, you will see that I'm having the ball around the box with one of my striker, and the other striker is inside the box behind the defenders. I'm giving the double tap pass here because it will avoid the defenders to intercept the ball, and it also will pop the ball a little bit up and give you a perfect chance to volley the ball, which makes it easier to score the goal. Okay guys, that's all. That's my FIFA 22 passing masterclass. I hope it will improve your game, and I will see you all on the pitch.
एक मैच जीत जाओ भाई.
Well, welcome back to the FGS Open presented by PlayStation 5. We're bringing you the Singapore Regional Final. Myself, Brandon Smith, and Lisa Manley bringing you the call of this game as well. The halfway point was a 1-0 lead for Team GBX, the Malaysian duo, making it difficult for M42 Esports, the Indian side. And the goal came, Lisa, with literally the last kick of the game. It was a shot that was fired in, the ball went out for a corner. Corner came into the box, Mbappe rose the highest, and I mean, that's the only difference in this game so far. It could have easily ended, though, 0-0.
It could have ended 0-0. It also could have ended 1-1, 2-1, but, you know, GBX getting a goal in that last minute, they're going to be delighted, which gives them a bit of boost of confidence coming into this game. One goal, although it can take a couple of minutes to get another goal for the other team, but they'll be delighted to be 1-0 up in this.
Well, as we said, GBX had a brilliant Swiss record. They went 5-0 a couple of days back now, but then when they went into the winners bracket, they did fall down quite early on. But they're in a position now where they have to win this game. If they win the game, a bracket reset happens again. And in terms of M42 Esports, they might have not have had the best Swiss record. Winners bracket, they've been untouchable. They've had so many big results.
Come on, guys, abhi aggressive. Let's go.
But what we've already seen across these last couple of days, Lisa, is when you lose in the regional final, it does shake you and it does shake teams. It makes you lose your confidence. And some often, as we've seen across these last couple of days, do not know how to react, as this will be the first chance of the game for M42 Esports. What a block at the back.
What a block indeed. That could have been another goal there, but I mean, in general, I think it's been end-to-end. Even in the last leg, we didn't know what was going to happen, and so far they're starting off really, really well here.
Go aggressive, guys. Go aggressive.
Let's
go.
Involved in everything. The first time we really
Let's go.
In these regional
Essay, we play aggressive. Let's go, guys. Aggression. Come on, छोड़ना ही नहीं. बहुत respect दे दिया अभी. एक भी respect नहीं. कुछ respect नहीं देंगे हम. घुस के जाओ अंदर. मारो. Let's go. We are back.
Of all people to be scoring from there, you know, he has got such a great shot. 88 shooting. I think I saw there.
Oh my God.
There is Kobe.
It could be 2.
Oh shit.
We didn't even get
very good, guys. Very good. Composure. Aggression is working. You have caught the opponents off guard. उन्हें समझ में नहीं आ रहा है क्या खा खाए हो तुम.
Quite well done by there, but they have got an extra goal now, and within 9 minutes they could have been 2 goals up instead.
I mean, it wasn't time firstly, and number 2 wasn't even on target from David Ginoli. You expect more from him. End-to-end game into the box. Nice. Messi against João Cancelo in the air. I think you know who's going to be winning that battle. But what a start to this game. 1-1 is the scoreline. M42 Esports. If they were to win this, they would be crowned your regional final winners. They would be on their way to the Team of the Season Cup. And more importantly, India would have representation for the first ever time.
India, first ever time. Let's go. Land major. जब India बोलता है
storyline that would be. Here they come again, Messi.
Storyline. Let's go, guys. For India. We do this for India.
And very nearly won a corner for his side.
Just want to mention how well they have started this half for M42. You know, they last game they didn't really get many opportunities that, in my opinion, the keeper couldn't have saved. And so far they've had so many opportunities. So far 2.
आराम से.
This is nice.
Advantage है. आराम से.
Too
Nice.
much of Mbappe there. Haven't seen too much of Pele so far in the game in terms of his.
ज़्यादा defensive नहीं खेलेंगे बिल्कुल भी.
Like if you're not choosing R9, 9 times out of 10.
We will play our game. We'll play aggressive. Let's go, guys. It's working. Oh, nice try.
Yeah, exactly that. R9's 10 million coins to buy on the market, which is quite a lot of coins, but most of the time if they can't afford him, like you said, Pele, sometimes Eusebio, we haven't really seen many Kroos, but he is a very good card to use in FIFA.
Very interesting choice of pass there, sorry, from Neymar. Back to Attal. That is Yusuf Attal in at fullback.
Subtitles off
If you're
करो.
looking to link in Liga 1 into that team, it's going to be Hakimi or Yusuf Attal that's in.
कैसे off करते हैं भाई?
Quite a lot
हो
in
गया.
terms of pace going forward, but Yusuf Attal a little bit more. Nice scoop turn from Mbappe. This is M42 Esports looking to build. Do not give De Bruyne the time after what he just did. Messi back to goal. Left or right? Where's he turning?
Oh, nice try, Ray. Nice try. Nice try.
Fortunately, can't get past. That GBX defence who will run forward with numbers. Defended well again.
Nice player marking. Very good.
End-to-end stuff here, and to be honest with you, M42 have started so sharply going forward, and just want to mention that De Bruyne chance. I mean, would you expect to shoot from there with him? And we know the finesse shots are really OP this year, but green time and it just whipped into the back of the net and gives them a huge boost going into this game.
We did see them do it in the first game, didn't we? They hit the bar. It was an effort that wasn't timed, but it still hit the bar, and you sort of in that moment you think if it was timed green.
यहाँ से मारो, नीचे से मारो साला भी.
Where was that ball going to end up? Probably in the top corner. But what a goal that was. We're going to have to see that back.
ऊपर बहुत players बैठ लेके
Getting a
घूम रहे
replay
हैं
a little bit later on. It was outside the boot from De Bruyne. It was time green, and it was one of those that you could watch all day long. On repeat.
Nice.
Time and time again. And what a way for them to be brought back into this time. It sort of feels like he's just rejuvenated them a little bit, Lisa. They seem really up for this one now, and they have not taken their foot off the throttle.
Most of the time when you go into the next leg 1-0 down, you know, you're not confident at all. You think to yourself, well, you know, I'm beaten so far, but I've just lost the last leg, and they've obviously spoke to their coach and they've given him a boost of confidence to say, you know, you're unbeaten in the upper bracket. You can do this, and we saw that in this leg. They started off so well.
Here comes the duo of Lukman and Akmal. Two very good players. Had a really exciting FIFA 21 season last year, both individually and as a duo. Pele, heel to heel. He's been quiet so far. Can we see him come to life now? Again, it's managed just about.
Nice one, yeah, nice one. Corner मत दो साला, corner मत दो इनको. Corner पे मार the last goal.
He made it to the E-Club World Cup last year. They've both had success as well. Their players.
First game में बहुत position खेला अपन ने. अभी सीधा दूर से goal छोड़ो.
Who's got a very strong fan base and community, probably watching this from all around the world at the moment. He was qualifier number 3 champion back in April last year. Messi from distance!
Oh, nice try,
finesse on the edge of the box. It doesn't matter who it's falling to. Mbappe, De Bruyne, that man on your screen. And you can understand why. He's got a 93 long shot, Lisa. He can put them in from distance.
Come on, guys, come on. Don't forget to like the stream. Jaldi like करो.
Well, so the chance of that going in with that much
जीत
power
सकते हैं
on
अपन,
the
जीत
shot as
सकते हैं.
well.
India will
So
create
when
history in
you
FIFA
can't
Esports,
get in
guys.
them positions, even just Messi
सरकार
just
से आ
stood
गया.
there, whipped it on his left foot. You got to close him down quicker, because otherwise we've seen one go in, we could see another one go in, especially if they green it as well.
And I think the one thing I've loved on top of that as well is how they haven't always fallen back on.
साला 2 बार
They know they're going to get the
बार पे
time.
लगा यार.
Because they're naturally, the two centre midfielders are sitting a little bit deeper in front of that back line. They're going to give you the space on the edge of the box. If you can get the right players in those areas, you can cause damage. Messi on the edge of the box there, didn't really even time it.
एक और गोल मार दो हाफ टाइम से पहले, साला मोरल ही डाउन हो जाएगा.
How deadly they can be going forward. I still look back at that David Ginola chance 9 minutes in that they
थोड़ा
had.
ऊपर से मारो,
How
ऊपर
did it
से.
even go on target?
यार
They don't get anything from this game.
कितनी बार अपन क्लोज आ रहे हैं यार. I think ना इन लोग को डी के बाहर से ही शॉट्स लेने चाहिए.
Especially with him in 5-star in that position, it should be going in.
Here's GBX for Neymar.
आराम से इनको मारने मत देना बस.
Attack forward, De Jong.
Don't let them
Pele,
level
what
it.
have you got?
Nice,
Mbappe,
nice.
back to goal every single time they're on the ball though. They've just got 2 or 3.
Nice one, guys. Patience.
Half-time stats now to have a little look at that. In terms of the shots coming in, I think more importantly from this M42 Esports team, they have been getting quite a few away. 3 shots they've had so far in this game. And I mean, they haven't been bad efforts. Look at where they're coming from.
अपन green है,
They're
अपन
looking
green
for
है.
that finesse pretty
रुक
much
जाओ,
no time
मच्छर
now.
पकड़ लूं पहले.
They're looking for that finesse indeed, and M42 started so well in this game. You can see that in the shots. They've had 3 shots. Could they have had more goals? In my opinion, they should probably have scored at least 2 of them, and that would put them in a winning position. But they're definitely the dominant side. They've just got to stick together. And as you mentioned, you know,
Come on, guys,
even
come on,
if you
come
had
on.
the 2 best players last year that played well together in their region.
Is
it
India
doesn't
winning
mean
or
that
losing?
they're gonna play
India
well together.
is 1 up, 1-0. India is leading. But we have to, I think, hit one more and then defense.
There's a huge gap.
One more.
And sometimes we see that where there's massive gaps and they end up getting that extra pass into them with a driven pass, and then they end up conceding because of it. So they just got to be careful and work well.
Actually, defense छोड़ो बे, देते रहो इनको.
I mean, on paper, in terms of a duo, they would definitely be the stronger 2. It's Sanchez from distance, little roulette on the ball.
थोड़ा यहाँ घुमाना चाहिए था आगे.
Portuguese Midfield, there is a lot of Portuguese players in both.
मेरे को लग रहा है मालूम है अभी भी ये लोग अगर डी के बाहर से मारेंगे ना गोल जाएगा.
Cancelo's in there. Very heavy in terms of Portuguese presence, but that's what they're looking for. The links obviously to stick these leagues together.
Exactly, like normally we see Diallo and Marquinhos, and sometimes we obviously see Hakimi. Sometimes it's a Tau, depending on if you want a Tau for that dribbling that he's got and the more pace. But in general, you know, we're seeing different links. We're seeing Serie A yesterday. We sometimes saw today. We're seeing a little bit of Prem, but you know we got Cancelo in actually both teams, which is interesting because we haven't really seen him much this weekend. And you know the reasons to use him is because he's got 88 pace and he's got good dribbling. If you want to go forward, you know some of these might have overlap on their left backs and right backs to give them a little bit extra going forward. And
nice.
That's why, in my opinion, you might use him.
Good pass, good pass, yaar! Nice try, Ray. Nice try. Nice try. Come on, come on, corner, corner. इन लोग ने भी corner में मटका मारा था. We have to hit it.
They couldn't have done anything more right there. Corner played short. Watch that back post. Mbappe whips it in, heads it away. Does Pele of all people, who's back defending for his team, and now they're dangerous on this counter attack. If only they could have kept the ball for longer. Well, one back from M42 Esports. Remember, they win this game, they will be on their way to the Team of the Season Cup in April. Messi!
Oh, really? Nice try, nice try, nice try, nice try.
Absolutely loving a time finish, and more importantly, a finesse on anyone's left foot.
They're loving the finesse, and it's very interesting at this level.
सामने वाले full pressure में आ गए guys. Come on, come on, we can do this. One game, this game we win and we create history. India creates history. It's not me, you. It's for India. Come on, come on. India will create history in FIFA Esports.
Opportunity in the box, and I mean they're getting it edge of the box, and they're actually scoring because of it. So they got to defend it a little bit more better for me.
Come on, guys, aggressive. Let's go. अरे बीच में क्यों आ गया? ये गोल था confirm अगर ये बीच में नहीं आता तो यार.
M42 Esports. They know the opportunity on the line to be the first ever Indian team.
Indian!
Two teams to really go the extra mile.
First ever Indian team, let's go!
Next year, to be amongst the 32 best FGS duo teams in what will be an unbelievable tournament. They have to keep cool though. They've had a lot of the ball, they've had a lot of chances, but they haven't been able to find the back of the net yet. One thing they've also got to be careful of as well is they're loving this finesse, but I think where they're overusing it a little bit too much now, it's becoming slightly predictable, hence why you're seeing Petacek maybe match a few more with a little bit of goalkeeper movement mixed into that.
Come on, come on, come on. एक और goal मारना है and we will confirm our victory and we will create history. एक और goal, come on.
Sort of make it less predictable, but all we're seeing at the moment is finesse shot after finesse shot, and like
they have got potential. I am telling you, bro. If India qualifies for FIFA Esports World Cup and we have time, we have 4 months to prepare, we can do some serious damage in the World Finals. If we win this, we are the #1 duo in Asia. Can you imagine that? India will be on the map of FIFA Esports.
Now I hope those changes can make the all-important difference. Corona comes on for Messi. Davison Sanchez also.
ये मैच जीतने का डायरेक्ट लैंड इन लंदन इन अप्रैल और $15,000 भी जीतेंगे ये मैच जीता तो. बच गए.
From João Cancelo, because Edwin Van Der Sar was in no man's land there for a split second.
बच गया भाई उसको kick.
You mentioned they needed to change something, and I mean, I don't know what they did at half time because I mean, well, not half time.
डरना नहीं है डिफेंस में मत जाना अपना काम करते रहो. Our aggression is working.
Maybe they're going a little bit forward, changing forward.
खाली पोजीशन के लिए अपने को नहीं खेलना है. फर्स्ट गेम भी ओनली प्लेड फॉर पोजीशन के चक्कर में लास्ट में मटका मार के गए वो कंफर्म. नहीं तो अपने लोग अच्छा खेल रहे बहुत. अपन अपना काम करते रहो. We will take our shots. We will play our game. Let's go guys. Come on. मेरे को ₹1 की नॉलेज नहीं है फीफा की, लेकिन जितना मैं देख रहा हूँ उसमें मेरे को ऐसा मोटिवेशन मिल रहा है ना. एक और गोल मार दे बस. एक और गोल मार दे कंफर्म हो जाएगा बस.
Eusebio back to goal, tries to speed up the attack, just about in possession still when Mbappe tries to roulette his way out of danger.
नीचे बॉल पास करता. मेसी ओपन था. नीचे मेसी ओपन था.
At times they both matched each other up really well defensively.
They've both been defending really well, and that's why we haven't seen too many goals over these two legs. But to be honest with you, the dominant side is definitely with M42 Esports. But all it takes is one chance, and we saw that there with GBX. They probably should have scored.
Davies, he's fresh. off the bench will be causing havoc in this 1L. Chance back inside. It's a gift. Pele, surely someone, Mbappe, anyone on that. Pele got the last touch, but it still just wasn't enough. That pause has
भाई मैं होता ना मैं सीधा फ्री इधर उधर किक मार देता. ये तो फिर भी इतना कामली खेल रहे.
But another golden chance gone. It was just a pile up in the box.
प्लीज अब आराम से अब अपने को ज्यादा अग्रेसिव पोजीशन रखना है. अपने को पोजीशन रखना है बस.
$15,000. A goal that was sent them to the team of the season cup. Has to be perfect though. Mbappe and Nkunku out this left-hand side, needs to get that ball into the box, needs to find more options in support. Eusebio will try and tee that run. It's back to De Bruyne, who does well to get the ball down, but not well enough. Alphonso Davies will pickpocket him there.
पोजीशन रखो बस 5.
From Zhao Can.
आराम से टाइम वेस्ट करते रहे. नाइस वन. बस we will create history. We are going to create history, guys. Are you ready?
Working wonders on this left-hand side. Mbappe back to goal.
नहीं ये अटैक रोक दे. नाइस वन. डिफेंस करो आराम से टाइम वेस्ट कर.
Try and get this last.
This is for India, guys. This is for India. We are so close to qualify for the land in London.
Another big win here, Brandon.
And $15,000.
Keep the ball. Try and get that last
चल पैसा तो ठीक है, but India will be on the map of FIFA Esports World Finals.
Well. Last roll of the dice for this Indian team that I can assure you have got fans all over the world watching these right now. Mbappe.
Fans all over the world. This Indian team has fans all over the world. Let's go, guys.
And we need 30 more minutes to find out where on earth we're going in this game. We'll have a look at the possession stat if we can to see where the ball has mainly been in terms of the heat map on this game.
अभी क्या है scene? Format देखने दो.
So much of it. I mean, you can understand who has had more of the ball. So look at that.
भाई.
Exactly that. They've been using Messi quite a lot down that right-hand side there.
अभी क्या सीन है फॉर्मेट का देखने दे भाई. मेरे को फॉर्मेट पता नहीं है.
Shots as well, which to be honest with you, they probably should have scored a few more of the chance they've had. You know, we've seen quite a lot of green time.
एक्स्ट्रा टाइम बाकी है ना. हाँ ठीक है.
In and around the box, but
टाई हुआ है 1-1. ओके एक्स्ट्रा टाइम. मैं इतना फीफा नहीं देखता यार. इसके लिए मैं आप लोगों को पूछ रहा हूँ.
From outside the box.
And look at the last 30 minutes in that game. The possession they had for the sort of second third of that.
Come on, guys.
65% possession. They have been on top of this GBX Esports teams that need to wake up right now. You're looking at two players that are really experienced, in Akmal and Lukman, but they just have not got going in this final. They're the team that
we have to score. They only win. Okay, we have to score.
Reset, which at the moment, M42 have been on top. The way they've been winning the ball back has been incredible. They've been able to create a handful of chances.
Come on यार, एक स्कोर कर दो, खत्म कर दो कहानी, एक स्कोर कर दो बस.
And more importantly, just getting that ball into the back of there a couple of times. And Mbappe tries to string it past together. It does find David Neres though.
We are green.
The process of the ball just sort of bouncing around. Here is the young Ajax player. Mbappe. Who will he look to just off to? Nkunku will do well there.
क्या पास कर रही है पब्लिक. लेकिन वो लोग का डिफेंस भी अच्छा है बे. वो लोग मतलब पोजीशन दे रहे हैं, लेकिन साला गोल मारना बहुत मुश्किल होता है सब मैचेस में.
They're all lining up on the edge of the box for the chance. Akimi from fullback. That's a risk because there's a massive gap now on that right-hand side. Massive win.
Nice one.
That's one thing they've been so good at. Just not giving their opponent any time on the ball when they're trying to have an attack.
They're pressing really well here, and there could be a chance here.
Oh, it's a good ball. Could be a chance. No.
Oh, भाई उसने
Martins of all players, he was fresh off the bench.
बच गए भाई.
I can't believe that. What a great ball as well. And was he expecting
क्या बॉल दिया था उसने?
Maybe not because of the shot that he had, but pressure is on here, and it's actually end to end. I don't know who's going to end up taking this, but you don't want it to go to penalties. Either side will not, so they're going to want to try and get the goal before the end of the half, and obviously in the next half. But it's great to see that from these two. They're just both pressing forward really well, and especially M42. Every time they lose the ball, they're literally pressing both together at the same time and just making sure they have no time on the ball, and that's why they haven't had many shots.
Well, they get the last chance this final 15.
Final 15.
In extra time, David Neres looking to go on a mazy run of his own. The young Brazilian finds Mbappe's feet. Reversal has to go. Mbappe still looking to bring others into this attack.
इतना बॉल ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं लेने देंगे यार वो लोग. एक तो डिफेंस भी स्ट्रांग है, अपन इतना बॉल हट यार.
You've got very tired legs in terms of Hakimi, the Jala. You've got fresh Martins on the pitch. Cut back chance, brilliant save. Another block at the back.
Guys, come on.
It's absolute carnage there, bottom of 15 minutes left. We're all still squaring.
15 मिनट बाकी है, 15 मिनट बाकी
A
है.
vital save there, and as we can see from the stats, six shots now for each of them. It's such a close game, and
भाई दो
great save again from
चांस बच गए भाई
Goalkeeper. I
अपने.
mean, should they have
दो
scored
चांस
that?
बच गए.
To be honest with you,
Let's go
they
guys.
probably
Don't
should,
forget
but
to
they
like and
blocked as
subscribe.
well from the defense.
फटाफट like करो.
I don't even know which way this is going to go.
India for the win, guys. India needs
all the ball's been in the box.
this win. अपनी सारी energy we will give it to these players who are playing and representing our country. If we win, we will create history in FIFA Esports. M42 Esports.
Those 6 have been blocked.
It's so close.
Been able to maneuver in those sort of areas. On the flip side, the XG.
ये tie हुआ तो penalty है, okay.
M42.
Why he's not trying from distance? Exactly, जो first goal score किया था वो distance से score किया था. Even I am wondering that they should try that. They should try to score from a distance. I think chances थोड़े कम होते हैं maybe distance के. वो scene है. That's why they're not trying.
Just have a couple of finesse shots. You never know where it's going to go, and we've seen that in these last couple of games. We've seen quite a few finesse shots go in and around, hit the post, hit the bar, and most importantly, we saw the
Nice,
bang
yeah.
one.
Well, it's a little bit like this, as we said. M42, the side in green, if they win this game, they will be your regional final winners, and they will go to the Team of the Season Cup. If this team in possession now, GBX, find a winner, a bracket reset will be on the cards, and we'll play again for 2 more legs. And it sort of feels like the players swung back to the Malaysian side as they come forward again. Pele could be through, brilliant save, he was offside anyway. Van Der Sar was quickest to react, and if he wasn't there, that would have been a certain goal for Pele.
We're seeing some great saves in these games. It just shows you that there's so many
Bas
different
tha
varieties of
yaar.
keepers you can use in FIFA. Czech, Van Der Sar, Donnarumma, Alisson are the ones we've seen this weekend, and in this game in particular, Van Der Sar
M42 is
has
green,
been
yeah.
on fire.
Well. Here we go. Final 5 minutes.
एक goal and
The chance. Pele
एक
is back.
एक goal
Savio's in the box. David Neres just gets confused.
यार ऊपर से डाल दो ball बस.
And what he's looking
एक
to do,
ball.
massive win. This could be again for
एक.
M42. It's Neres. Again, it's another bad pass. Lucky enough, Eusebio's there to save the day.
Through ball.
Chance, Neres. Last chance. Salute for
Last
India.
chance.
Neres!
Yes!
This is one for the history books.
One for the history books.
Esports are minutes away from making history.
M42 India.
As FIFA players.
Let's go, guys. India.
A whole.
India for the win.
He's been on the field. He's been causing all sorts of problems down that right-hand side.
Let's
The
go.
weirdest of deflections. That ball somehow ended up in the back of the net.
Wow, GBX, to be honest, are going to be quite hard done by that, falling into the back of the net, but that does happen in FIFA sometimes, and wow, I mean, last minute, we've seen it all the time, last minute winners happening, as you mentioned here, David Neres, you bring him on for that reason.
एक बार इंडिया और हार्ट स्पैम हो जाए गाइस. इंडिया और हार्ट स्पैम हो जाए. इंडिया और हार्ट स्पैम हो जाए. एक बार इंडिया और हार्ट स्पैम हो जाए. आज तो बनता है. We have created history in FIFA Esports. India has created history in FIFA Esports.
Sounds a lot easier than it is. Added time to follow. Win the ball back, and they're off to LAN in April next year. India will be there.
India will be there. M42 Esports will be there as well.
It's game over. Mbappe can time that red all you want. The referee conclude the tie. And Singapore, that's your regional final concluded. It's Heartbreak Hotel for GBX Esports. The side that on paper would have probably been your favourites. But it's more good news for India in the FGS ecosystem.
India wins!
Be your champions, 2 goals to 1. And what a storyline that'll be. Maybe not the prettiest of goals to win with, but who really cares if you're a fan of those guys right now? A goal's a goal, and they're on the way to the Team of the Season Cup next year.
What a story from them, of course, being the first time to ever make a major event, and I mean, what a way to score it as well, but they don't care. They're in there, they've got that goal, and congratulations to them.
Massive, you know, Crusher, been in the scene for a long time, but more importantly, Charanjot, who sort of really waved the flag for India ever since they've been involved in the FGS ecosystem. Let's have a look at that last goal again, Lisa. Talk me through it, because we've been speaking a lot about David Neres causing problems since he's been on the field.
I mean, it was a terrible pass to start off with, but that happens sometimes with nerves in the minute of the game as well. And he got that extra touch there because he's got great dribbling. He sort of does really well as well in terms of trying to cut it back across that box. And we saw that, and unluckily for the defender, it just deflected off a little bit there, but they happen sometimes, and they'll be delighted to go through there. Doesn't matter how it went in for them.
Yeah, it'll be a massive, massive scenario for them as well. $15,000 guaranteed. You know, Crusher, as Rachel was saying, rightly so, didn't have a team about a month ago. Now he's got a team, not just any team, a team that is in the finals of that Team of the Season Cup. They'll be travelling to London next year, fingers crossed.
We are going to London.
Of that 32. It's a massive achievement for them. And
We are going to London, guys.
The bracket they can have. They only went 3-2 in it, Lisa.
M42 Esports from India is going to London to represent India.
For the regional final. For now, though, it's a wrap from us both. It's back over to you, Rachel.
We did it. M42 Esports did it.
Lisa.
Let's go.
Apologies if you heard me screaming to the side of them when they were commentating. I got a bit excited there, Mike Lavelle, when that kind of looked like an own goal worked in. Let's just talk about that.
Like, guys, like. Do not forget to like, subscribe. Like करो साला.
It was such a messy build-up.
इसने दूसरी टीम को सपोर्ट किया था इसने.
They just did everything possible to try and find the net, and it finally went in, Mike Labelle. Your thoughts on that? India, first ever team to get to a LAN event, making history.
India making history, first ever team.
I'd love to say it was late and great, but it was late and a little bit sloppy, but it all counts the same. And in moments like that, we talk about it constantly, but there's a lot of tension, there's pressure. It's a battle of the nerves, and that's kind of what this was. You have a mistake on the defensive end, you have that overlapping run, goes into space, lays it off across just the right area of the box. To be fair, if it doesn't get deflected, if you don't have that own goal, it's going to get tapped in. But it's not the easiest on the eyes. Let's call a spade or a heart a heart.
I mean, Mike, what was the other option? There wasn't any space, was there, in and around the box? It looked like he was going to try and do a driven pass, but there was nobody to pass to. So it was just hoof the ball and see what happens. What would you have done?
No, it was good decision-making, Rachel.
Okay.
Good decision-making. No, he made the right decision. Like I said, if that doesn't get intercepted and end up being an own goal, offensively, you're just tapping it home. So you got to do what you got to do here. Everything was proper decision-making. The big portion of that sequence that shifted the game plan was really the takeaway on the defensive end that started that. There was a mistake out of the back. They capitalized, they transitioned offensively, and they capitalized again with being able to make that pass across. Yeah, sure, it's not the prettiest goal, but it was deserved in that moment.
A goal is a goal, and it sends them through.
A goal is a goal.
It is scored. A word, though, Mike, on GBX Esports, ranked number 1, of course, coming into this. The Malaysian duo, what did you make of them? Obviously, took it to extra time, couldn't quite go to penalties, couldn't quite get a bracket reset.
Well, I said this on day one. Anyone that's making it to this point in the 2v2s, this is a brand new form of competitive FIFA. You should really pat yourself on the back. You've achieved a lot to get here, and now it's going to be a matter of what you can build going forward.
Yeah, totally. Well, these are the goals then. There was 2 of them, weren't there, in leg 1 and 2. And then we had to wait all the way to extra time.
Asia number 1, bro. We defeated Malaysia. We won the
A
Singapore
lot of chances as well.
regional finals, grand finals. We are off to London. We Indians are off to London to play for that $1 million tournament. We take home $15,000 US and a slot to the London LAN.
What I was going to say is, as a trend, Rachel, and that we're probably going to continue to see in these 2v2s, a lot of the affairs are lower scoring, but they're not lacking offense. You see that beautiful outside of the boot, just finesse shot.
मेरे को meme देखो क्या भेज रहे हैं.
Making saves, deflections are happening. We're having a lot of manual blocks.
हम जीत गए.
Being hit, crossbar, you name it, it's all happening. A lot of bouncing around inside the box. And I just think it's a new element that we've seen a lot more in 2v2s because you can move more players at once.
Yeah, a lot of chances, like you said, from both teams in this matchup.
I don't know a thing about football. I also don't know much about football. But whenever India plays, it's our heart, mind, soul, everything that supports. Own goal मारा भाई ये तो इसको तो रात को नींद नहीं आने वाली है.
A little bit messy, but it was the goal that decided the result in the end and sends that team, the Indian team, M42 Esports, through to April. Mike, let's have a quick chat then through one of the goals that you possibly analysed.
Indian
Where
team.
are you picking this one from? Which one is it?
We're easily looking at the best goal throughout that matchup, and this long distance finesse shot. It's something that we're going to see as a continuous trend. If you have passive defending, or even in the midfield, they're not tracking back, you don't stop the ball, you're going to punish them for being indecisive. And it's just a gorgeous animation.
Thank you, Ravi. Thank you so much for super chat. Thank you, Soumya.
The curve, the trajectory, everything is just good. Good to go.
And that was obviously to get M42 back in it as well. Obviously, they were on the back foot, even though they're in that winner's bracket. Mike, talk us a little bit about their mentality there. They were, you know, 1 goal down, and they didn't give up, did they, all the way through to get that perfectly worked goal, like you just said?
It was actually flip-flopped in terms of the team ordering there. But yeah, the goal was necessary. You had to have that in order to push onward here and get your equalizer and then go into extra time, of course.
There we go. Well, Mike and me are going to say goodbye.
Yes, bro.
for
FIFA में we have
minutes.
created
We're going
history.
to a break. When we come
एशिया
back,
में
we'll head
कोई
to
तो
Europe
गेम में
and
we have
Japan
defeated.
for their open.
रीजनल क्वालिफायर्स में जीता है इंडिया. रीजनल क्वालिफायर्स में इंडिया जीता है. इंडिया नहीं फर्स्ट सेकंड थर्ड कुछ सेकंड थर्ड फोर्थ फिफ्थ एट्थ कुछ नहीं जीते हैं. जीते अपन हक से जीते हैं भाई. इंडिया जीता है. एशिया में नंबर 1 टीम जीत गया अपन
今
भाई.
回は、フォーメーションの紹介をしていこうかなと思います。紹介するフォーメーションは4231で、戦術と、指示についても紹介できればなと思います。
45 likes more for 800 guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe.
でオフェンス
मजा आ गया मजा आ गया भाई
ビルドアップ
मजा आ
はバ
गया.
ランス、チャンスメイクもバランスに設定しています。こちらも守備同様4231は元々のフォーメーションの
मजा आ
配
गया.
置が
आज रात को अच्छी नींद आएगी.
両方ともバランスに設定していいかなと。
हो गया अपना काम. अपन जीत गए. हमने फुल सपोर्ट करके जिता दिया ब्रो. आप लोगों ने जिता दिया. भाई इंडिया ने हिस्ट्री क्रिएट कर दी है. बस फीफा ई स्पोर्ट्स में इंडिया ने हिस्ट्री क्रिएट कर दी है. वी हैव वन द सिंगापुर रीजनल फाइनल्स. वी आर द नंबर 1 2v2 टीम इन एशिया एंड वी आर गोइंग टू रिप्रेजेंट इंडिया in London, April, May, and also we got $15,000 US. M42 Esports. Next, it's turn for Valorant to create history. Yes, teams are working hard. VLTG, XO, M42, Enigma, everyone is working hard. करेंगे धीरे धीरे करेंगे. हिस्ट्री एक दिन में क्रिएट नहीं होती, टाइम लगता है. फीफा में कर दिया ना, देखते जाओ अभी. चलो गाइस, अब मैं जा रहा हूं सेलिब्रेट करने. थैंक यू सो मच फॉर वॉचिंग, लाइकिंग, सब्सक्राइबिंग. मिलते हैं बहुत जल्द. अब हम करेंगे पार्टी. सी यू, बाय बाय, टेक केयर, गॉड ब्लेस, लव यू, हैव अ ग्रेट इवनिंग एंड सेलिब्रेट. आज सब सेलिब्रेट करेंगे बिकॉज हम सब जीते हैं. 11 लाख रुपए जीते हैं हम सब एंड अ स्लॉट टू लंदन फाइनल्स. एंड वी हैव क्रिएटेड हिस्ट्री बिकॉज इंडिया से कोई भी टीम कभी क्वालिफाई नहीं की थी फॉर अ मेजर इवेंट. और आज फीफा ई स्पोर्ट्स में M42 ई स्पोर्ट्स ने कर दिया. थैंक यू सो मच फॉर ऑल योर प्रेयर्स. थैंक यू सो मच फॉर योर बिलीव, सपोर्ट. आई लव यू गाइज. वी ऑल लव यू. पीपल एट M42 लव यू. आई विल सी यू गाइज सून. बाय बाय, टेक केयर, गॉड ब्लेस.